G'day and welcome back to the Not So Weekly news from RC Model Reviews, and it's only been a week since the last one. How this could get habit for me. Anyway, my list, because I'm old and forget. What have I got? Well, there's quite a bit of stuff has come in for review since the last Not So Weekly news, so I have to get my finger out of my backside and get these reviews done. Unfortunately, some of it's bench stuff, so I will be able to do that because at the moment, under the new regulations, I do not have anywhere legal to fly. I think most people know that. So it's just as well the weather is really crappy. It's cold, it's wet, it's blowing, so that eases the pain a little of watching other people flying on YouTube and not being able to do the same. So, first of all, stuff that's coming. I've got a head tracker from Hobby King. Now remember the Quantum Video Visor version 2, really good product, surprisingly good product, excellent value for money. The reviewers on this channel, if you haven't seen it already. But one of the things that doesn't have as standard is a head tracker. Now if you've got your Sky Zone goggles and some of the Fat Shark goggles, you get head tracking. And head tracking just means that the system integrates with your radio system so that it can control a couple of servos, so that when you turn your head, the servo will pan, and when you move up and down, it will tilt. And your camera can be mounted on there. So it's an amazing experience. It just adds to the virtual reality so much, because it's kind of freaky to turn your head and have the camera. It's like you're sitting there and you've got your head on there as well. You're not just using a fixed camera view. That's really, really cool. So I'm going to be putting that on the Quantum. We'll be testing it out, see if it works. It's quite a nifty looking little unit, but we'll find out if it's actually any good. Now another thing, got some Gemfan props. Now we all, when we got into miniquads, Gemfans were the prop. Gemfan and HQ were really the only props worth considering. Gemfans were cheap. HQ had a better performance, but they were more expensive. Well, now recently we've had the DAL props from, I've got mine from Surveil Zone. Now these are the unbreakable, not really unbreakable. There's reviews of those as well. So if you haven't seen the review, go and have a look. So we've got the unbreakable props, but the big problem with the unbreakables is there is quite a performance hit. You just lose a lot of power, and if you just proximity flying through trees, that's not too much of an issue, but you can't really expect to win any races with the DAL props. So Gemfan have come back. They've seen what people are buying. They like these unbreakable props. So Gemfan have come back with their own props. They're bullnose 5x4.5, and here they are. The black one here. This is the Gemfan one, and I'll compare it alongside the HQ bullnose, which really started the whole bullnose craze. You can see pretty similar. This looks to be a bit more efficient. It's got a slightly more efficient tip shape. They're both, and it's got a bit more blade area, and they're both quite strong. But this is made of a more resilient material, a tougher material than the HQ, so a bit more flexible, but tougher. I'll be really keen to try these out. I'll put them on the test stand and see how they go in terms of efficiency and in terms of overall power, because those are the two things that people want to know about. Right, what else have we got here? What have I got? Oh yes, I've got some new 5.8 gigahertz antennas. Now, typically we've had the Immersion RC Spironet and the IB Crazy Blue Wave or whatever they are. And there's a lot of people make their own, and then there's a very cheap Chinese product, which really is, I tried them and I didn't like them. They just didn't perform. But now, and I better find the piece of paper because I'm old and I forget, from Bird's Eye View in the Netherlands, which I think is quite close to Holland, and I think a lot of Dutch people live there, we've got these. Now look at the size of this mushroom here. This is a 5.8 gigahertz circularly polarized antenna. This is the matching patch, which is also circularly polarized, and they're claiming big things for these little antennas. So I'll be very, very interested to put them to the test. Certainly the size of this is amazing if they have been able to get it that small, because one of the problems is, these things, on a miniquad, these will snag on trees and things. I want to see how well this performs. Looking really interesting. So watch for that coming up. I may be a convert if they work as advertised. Also, I've got the Turnigy action camera. Now, I did have a quick look at the previous model to this. This is the one with Wi-Fi. This is the Wi-Fi one. So this is not too bad. Interesting to put it against the Xiaomi Yi. Now, I've got a Xiaomi Yi and I've refocused it, but I'm still not really chuffed with the resolution, the sharpness of the image. Sure, it's got lovely dynamic range, and the colors are wonderful, but it just, you put it alongside footage from a GoPro or footage from even a cheaper camera, and it's just not sharp, and I can't get it focused sharp. So, and I've seen other video on YouTube and they're all pretty much the same. So I'm going to try this out and see how it compares. We'll do a side by side, the Xiaomi Yi and this. Of course, this has got a built-in LCD screen on the back, which is something I love because my phone doesn't have Wi-Fi. I have to take a tablet. There you go. I'm so old, my phone has a handle on the side. What else have I got here? Oh yes, the miniquad build series. Now I did the you know, low-cost miniquad build series, lots and lots and lots of people have actually built that and emailed me and said, wow, you know, thank you, or had questions. So I know a lot of people have built that. I think over 100,000 views now. So that's really great. But I have also had a lot of people come to me and say, I don't want to build a miniquad, or I don't want to go out and have to go to all these different places to get the bits. What can I do? Some of them have even said, could you build it for me? I'll send you money and you build it and send it to me. And no, I don't sell stuff. I don't sell anything. I give stuff away and I show people how to do stuff, but I'm never going to be in the business of selling stuff, because that's a whole different ballpark, different tax liabilities, all sorts of things. So I just, I haven't got enough hours in a day to do that. I can hardly keep up with what I'm doing here. So what I decided to do was take a look at the other options. If you don't want to have to go out and buy this bit from Hobby King and this bit from Banggood and this bit from somewhere else, if you just want to buy all the bits in a kit, then there are options out there. There are definitely options. And in fact, one of the options is the ZMR 250 version 2 from, looks like from Dragonfly. And this one was sent by FPV Model. And that seems pretty good. I mean, they obviously got a lot of confidence in this product. They sent it to me to review, and they sent me the full-blown kit. So it comes with the frame and the Dragonfly motors, ESCs, the whole lock, stock and barrel. So I'm really keen to see how this goes together and how it works. Now I know there have been problems with this frame and the power distribution board, because they have a PDB. So the version 2 of the frame has thicker arms and a PDB, and there have been some problems with the PDB because it can short out against the carbon. I'll be covering that. I think later versions, they now have fiber washers to avoid that, but I'll look at the whole thing, look at how well the integrated PDB works and, just how it goes together, how it flies, how tough it is. Woo, look forward to that. So those of you who want to buy something, this might be worth looking at if you don't want to have to source your bits independently, because I know the Dragonfly motors work pretty damn well, so there you go. Now, what else have I got here? Oh yes, but what if you don't want to even build something? What if you have an allergy to soldering irons or running wires or anything electronic? You just want to buy something, take it out of the box and fly it. Well, I know that HeliPal have had a lot of success with their Storm drone. I've looked from a distance and thought, but Walkera have come up with another one too called the Runner 250, and they contacted me and said, would you like to review our Runner 250? And I said, of course, I'll have a look at that. And that's pretty brave from Walkera, because remember I reviewed the QRX 350, and to be honest, I found it lacking in a lot of areas. It had some real quality control issues, and from a performance perspective, it had also had some real issues. It was, a lot of people had problems with it. They had to update the firmware, and it was kind of a, and then they brought out the QRX 350 Pro, and that had small improvements in quality control. It still wasn't fantastic, but it did fly a lot better. I haven't even done the flight review of that, I must apologize, but I know a lot of people have been using the 350 Pro, and they have been doing quite good. I mean, some people are getting the claimed 20-minute flight times, which is pretty damn impressive for something out of the box. So I will be doing the flight test of the QRX 350 Pro, and I'll be doing it alongside the flight tests of this. Here we go, that's the Runner 250. Hope you can see that in the frame. Runner 250, this is the ready to fly package. Inside this box we've got the miniquad all built up and ready to go, just stick the props on. We've got the transmitter, a Devo 7. It's not my favorite transmitter, but it's cheap, and it works. I mean, I've seen a lot better, but I've seen a lot worse. So I won't comment too much on the Devo 7. Of course, you can use any of the Walkera transmitters if you wanted to just buy the frame and the motors and whatever. But I'm going to look at this complete package. It also includes a set of the Walkera goggles, video goggles. So that's going to be really interesting on its own. How good are the Walkera video goggles? I don't know. We'll find out. But basically, you can go into your hobby shop or order online this package, and probably within an hour you would be flying. Just charge the battery, out you go. I mean, that's the ultimate solution for people that are cash rich and time poor. This could be the answer to that. Now, I would like to look at this, the Storm drone from HeliPal. I did email them and say, are you interested in providing a sample for review? I didn't even get a reply, which is unusual because I've had pretty good results. I've bought quite a bit of stuff from HeliPal over the years, and they have been quite reactive. They seem to be a good company, but in this case, I guess they feel they're selling enough. They don't need to actually have it reviewed, or maybe they're a little bit afraid to have it reviewed. Who knows? Walkera seem to be confident, but I know, let's say this up front, I know there are some issues with the Runner 250. I know durability is an issue, and it has a flip of death. So we're going to look at those as well. We're going to look at it from the point of view that you're not going to go and buy one of these if you want to go straight out and do some racing. This is not an advanced miniquad. This is I want to get into miniquads and I don't have much time, but I've got heaps of money package. And so we'll look at it from that perspective. I wouldn't advise anyone to go racing with one of those. As I say, durability might be an issue. So there you go. That's coming up. My gosh, I've got so much stuff to do. Oh. Now, a big thank you to the viewer who sent me some new wireless mics, new wireless mic and a base station. Oh, so this crappy old thing I'm using now, which keeps cutting in and out, it's noisy and it's rubbish, replaced with a wireless mic. And the receiver for this has got diversity, so I don't get all the hisses and pops when I move around. Oh, anyway, I forgot to bring the plug to use it today, so I have to bring it tomorrow because it needs a 3.5mm to big full-size jack. So anyway, I'll be using that probably next time. And I think I've covered all the bases so far. I think that's all I have to say. I probably missed stuff out because I've got stuff. This is a mess. I have to have it tidy up soon. Spring will be here soon. Spring clean. Woo, gotta get into that. Now, the only other thing I've got to say is this. There's been a lot of discussion online about drones. I mean, with all these, planes and drones. Planes. I think I read this morning a plane missed a drone, a commercial air flight. It was a seaplane. It was a seaplane. That's right, a seaplane missed a drone by 10 feet. It went past the window 10 feet away. Really serious? Come on, 10 feet? Who was measuring? I mean, can you really estimate 10 feet when your things are moving that quickly? I don't know. But anyway, it was some dickhead flying his drone in the wrong place and nearly hit a full-size plane. And sooner or later, it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. So there's a lot of discussion on news sites and on forums and everywhere else. But the thing that makes me laugh the most is you go onto a Facebook page where people are discussing these things, and universally people are saying, oh, these things are an invasion of our privacy. I wouldn't want these things flying around my house or my children or the park where I go to have my lunch. It's an invasion of privacy. Have these people actually really looked at what Facebook does with their data? They're on Facebook and they're complaining about privacy. Many of these people share every moment of their lives through Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and yet they're complaining that somebody might get a blurry photo of them from 100 meters away with a standard definition camera or a very wide angle GoPro. Really, ignorance abounds in some areas, which is why I want to do the video explaining some myths about drones, which that'll be one of them. You cannot use a drone to spy on people very easily. If you do want to spy on people, just as an aside, take a look on YouTube. I'll put some links in the description of this video to some of the amazing DSLR cameras that are now available. The Nikon 900 series, 83 times optical zoom. Unbelievable. Now, if you wanted to go and spy on someone, you wouldn't use a drone, you'd use one of these cameras. They are amazing. And have a look at the videos, please do. And then if someone claims to you that, oh, your drone, you're trying to spy on us, say no. It could be the guy a couple of miles away with his $900 Nikon camera spying on us a hell of a lot more easily than I can do it with my drone. It really is amazing, and it's really a good counterpoise to this whole spying drone privacy thing. And bring it up every time you can. Make a note of the links. Use them if there's a discussion where people are claiming that these drones are invading their privacy. Rubbish. You've got to be more afraid of people with smartphones with cameras and these long-reach DSLRs. Anyway, that's me for another not-so-weekly week. I've got heaps of stuff to do. Got to get on with it. And as I say, the weather's crap, which is kind of good. But when the weather clears, I'm really hoping that something will have happened in terms of making sense out of this whole situation with the no flying, just to give you a little bit of an update. Just about every district in New Zealand now has adopted an interim policy on drones in parks and reserves. And with only a couple of exceptions, that policy is simply go out, you can fly in the parks and reserves, just follow the CAA regulations, that's our National Airspace Regulator, follow their rules, show respect for other users, don't infringe their privacy or their safety, and you're good. Of course, that doesn't apply in the district where I live, the most RC unfriendly district in the country, where they've said nobody may fly in the parks and reserves. So here I am, still in the same place. Anyway, thank you for watching. Time to just check the description of the videos. Always check my descriptions because I often have things I forget and I just put it in the description later. So don't think it's just a video. No, there is some accompanying text. And please read where it says show more, click on that, you'll see all of it. And now it's time for me to get back to the bench and start producing these videos and finish the ones I've already started and do the part 2s and 3s and all. You know what it's like. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.